Yeah, we were. Look, the emotion of the last 3 days, aside from the game itself, and obviously, the players are allowed to celebrate that, but I think, irrespective of that, just the emotions of the last 3 days was all going to be a bit of a difficult, tricky one for us today. I thought first half we competed well. Probably could have had a second goal, which kind of would have made it a little bit easier for us. Even in the second half, Brent's got a great opportunity, but you could tell in the last 35 minutes we'd run out of legs, and kind of understandable from the players. Yeah, look, I think it's fair to say I think the last few days have shown, how the club can be when it is. It's a massive club. It's got such a massive reach. People are very passionate about it. You've just seen, you've seen the sort of outpouring of emotions over the last 2 or 3 days. What it means to people, and that's something we need to build on. That's something we need to sort of tap into, and moving forward. That when we're all together like that, you show the force of the club, and that's what a trophy does. That's what doing something like we've done the last sort of couple of days does. I think it just means people feel that extra connection, and want more of it. Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been finding it really weird talking about my future when, like I said, we've done something unprecedented. So I've had to answer the questions because no one else at the club is kind of in the position to do so, I guess. But I can't answer that question about me and my future. And like I said, part of me is kind of thinking, well, why am I even being asked that question? But it is what it is, and I've got no doubt though that this could be a real sort of defining moment for this club, because like I said, wherever I've been, I've kind of made an impact where I've brought success to a club that hasn't had it for a while, and you just have to look at those clubs' trajectory. Even after I've left, they're still competing for things, and I really think this is a moment in time where this club can really push on, and be a real contender for honours on a yearly basis. Well, look, I think from my perspective, I made decisions that I felt were going to give us the best chance for achieving the goal we needed to achieve this year, and that's affected, our league form. If people don't want to take that into account, then there's nothing I can say to kind of explain it any better than that. I came to the club when it finished 8th. I didn't take over a club that finished 2nd. Had no European football to speak of. It lost the one player that probably guarantees you European football. That was my starting point. At the end of 2 years, I've got the club a trophy it's been crying out for, Champions League football. We finished 5th last year. Either people are saying last year was a huge anomaly for us to finish 5th, or this is what we deliver. I've got no doubt next year we'll be in a much stronger position in the league, challenging for the top places. I've got no doubt we'll tackle Champions League with the same determination that we tackled the Europa League. I have no doubts about that, and I think if people are seeking any more evidence about me, then there's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to convince them if they haven't seen it in the last 2 years.